parte de fazer trabalhos em equipes para eventualmente da sociedade. Essas pessoas, crianças que forem adultas, eventualmente são parte de soluções que estão mais integrados. Assim como as eleições dos votos devem ser obrigatórias, porque se há um direito que existir, também há um dever de fazer parte da solução do planeta, do país, da região, do organização. Por exemplo, também de maneira geral, houve agora umas conferências nos estudantes. Não sei se foi muito caro ou se foi muito barato, se foram pagos ou se não foram pagos, mas, segundo algumas pessoas bem colocadas, que houve um custo de 3 milhões de euros. Mas a mesma Câmara, que eu acompanho pessoas de dificuldades alimentares, que não tinham 150 euros no orçamento para equipamentos para dar comida a pessoas. Isto só que o cabo faz parte.
Tentar traduzir aqui a pergunta então aqui para.
Não, eu posso fazer, dizer em estas coisas.
Não tem que escrever as crianças. Não tem que escrever. Não te
So I guess the question, are you suggesting there are segments of society that are less prone to be using or participating in democracy? And how can we improve that, how can we reach that segment? That might be so for an online party in Canada, for us, obviously, the segment of the population that is less likely to participate is those that cannot access the internet. And so not even accessing the internet, but having the literacy, internet literacy to actually use tools and to go online and to vote. So just because you might have access to, say, email or just surfing the web, you might not actually be able to use our services. So that's obviously a big problem. The roles of schools, I think, is in civic education. I think that would be that's primary right there. If we can get kids to be civically minded at an early age, to realize that they can actually participate in democracy, that they can actually have a role in our system, which right now, you're told that it's very important to vote. There's always these campaigns to get young people to vote, so go out and vote, this is important. But to realize they can actually have a say on specific issues, that's never really been taught in school. It's always to say you can vote for your leader, you can vote for someone, for the next president, or for the next prime minister. But I think slowly people are learning, at least, that we can actually have a little more of a say in between elections. And if they did, for example, if we can get schools to do a mock parliament, mock virtual parliament, for example, and actually get people to vote for different things. So, even if they did it for a school dance or whatever, what date is going to be a school dance, and then everybody gets to vote on things like that. And you get it ingrained in people that they can actually participate, and that it's worth participating because there's actually an outcome from it. So you might feel that right now you're participating in democracy or in politics, and your activities don't actually have any weight in the political decisions. But if we can teach people that they can actually have an influence, I think that will get a lot more people, all the people that are bitter and cynical because they've tried before and they've realized that it didn't work. I think if you give them the right incentives, the right incentive structure, and the opportunity, I think we can get a lot more people out. And obviously, internet coverage for us is in second biggest country in the world is a big challenge. But this is something that we're closing the digital divide slowly each and every year. There's only so much we can do about that right now as a small party, but definitely schools would be a good place to start.
So in terms of what we're doing in New York, our proposals, so traditionally really the only people that can even participate in the political process are people that are registered to vote. And what we do with the Citizens Forum is that we open up everything other than actually being the primary drafter for a proposal or signing a petition to place something on the ballot. All the other things like helping to draft something or partaking in the deliberation and debate, moderation, are open up to any resident above 18 years of age. And then the door is also opened to, the forum is moderated by the citizens. We place a particular directly elected official who's called public advocate in charge of implementing the forum, and under the rulemaking process that the city employs, providing for terms of use and basically behavioral rules on the forum to keep it focused on actually what it's supposed to be doing. But those rules are then enforced by the users, and in order to participate, you have to have done your share of moderation tasks. But one thing we open the door to is minors in the context of some sort of pedagogical or educational program performing moderation tasks. So essentially being the judges in disputes about whether somebody has violated the forum rules. So we hope that that's one way that younger people will start to sort of be drawn into basic logic and of vetting arguments and what democratic behavior and participation. In terms of the digital divide, I think that is rapidly closing in New York City, particularly with the advent of smart mobile devices, which are really very prevalent. But I think that's still a very legitimate concern. Fortunately, in New York, the distance is never too far to a library or a school or something where one can get online. And we do require that government agencies that have the facilities make them available. So hopefully that isn't as big of a hurdle for a geographically compact place like New York City, but it is still a legitimate problem that we need to overcome. But I think the fastest way to do that is to empower people, Great.
Em relação ao bloqueio mediático, eu não ouvi se eles fizeram um bloqueio.
Depois confirmaram que havia um bloqueio mediático que era muito difícil chegar às pessoas. Não sei, depois também temos aqui, acho que é com tudo lá do mundo.
Exato.
Há mais espaço para uma questão? Algum candidato? Sobre a
Rui, primeiro é como fiquei, mas agora se vocês puderem confirmar, o grau de consciência cívica e política lá é mais ou menos o mesmo que cá. Das pessoas, da generalidade das pessoas.
Sim, posso contar isso.
A nossa situação lá na Portugal.
Sim, posso perguntar as taxas de abstenção.
É sempre interessante.
Abstenção com a vida e abstenção.
Eu
não voto.
Sim, não voto em outro certo, não é isso, mas não está bem. Turnout. Turnout é o resultado, não é? Pronto,
Todos 40?
Great.